Hello and welcome to Digital Transformation for Humans with your host, Amy. In this podcast, we delve into how technology intersects with leadership, innovation, and most importantly, the human spirit. Each episode features visionary leaders who understand that at the heart of success is the human touch, nurturing a winning mindset, fostering emotional intelligence, and building resilient teams. Today, we'll talk about constructing the future. We are going to discuss how digital transformation, AI, and innovation are shaping the built environment. I'm happy to welcome my fantastic guest, Juan Tena from Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates, multi-award winner, executive director at KEO International Consultants, working with digital technologies, digital transformation, and innovation for the built environment. KEO builds legacies for a better tomorrow, from shaping iconic skylines to crafting sustainable communities, and has been ranked among the largest global architecture firms and the number one firm in the Middle East region for 3 consecutive years. Welcome, Juan. It's amazing to have you today.
Thank you, Amy, for the introduction, and I'm really pleased to be here with you and to share my experiences and thoughts, and hopefully the audience will find that interesting as well.
They will, I'm sure about it. Let's start the conversation and transform not just our technologies, but our ways of thinking and leading. And if you are interested in connecting or collaborating, find more information in the description. Subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes. Juan, to start with, I would love to learn more about your journey, your experience.
Well, it's, I guess, quite an interesting journey in my view, as everything started when I was doing my architectural studies back in Spain, in Gran Canaria. During my university studies, I was quite interested always in being more efficient and to achieve my objectives by using technology to help me into achieving my objectives. And since then, I started actually drafting, like I guess many of us, on papers on big desks, and I quickly moved into the use of technology during my studies, and I used that in my advantage in order to be able to be more efficient into delivering the message that I wanted to convey to my professors when doing my designs. So I did graduate as in the Masters of Architecture, and I moved to Madrid, where I worked for an architectural and planning company, where I was involved in different type of projects, from airports to industrial projects to residential or for public and private entities. And during that journey, I specialized in the use of BIM. That was back in 2006, so more than 18 years ago. I saw the benefits of what BIM what value could bring to the industry and to us as a company. So I did that specialization back then, doing a master's in this topic. And since then, I was growing along with my company, where we were, as well as doing design, we were using technology to help us into being at the forefront of the industry in Spain. And 10 years ago, I got the opportunity to relocate to the Middle East. So it's been a decade, more than a decade now, here in this part of the world, where I've been lucky enough to participate in most of the mega and giga projects in the region. I've been lucky enough as well to participate, to work with very skilled colleagues who has helped me as well to grow myself. And in this period, I've been very proactive in participating at events, at conferences. I've been invited into certain events to share my knowledge and experience to help software developers like Autodesk. to help into driving their software development as well. And similarly, with the experience that I gained here in KEO for the last 8 years, we've been really successful in the implementation and adoption of technology. And that has driven us as well to not only support our businesses internally, but also to help other businesses externally since 2021, when we started providing digital advisory services, as we see as a very relevant aspect to help other stakeholders in the AEC industry to help them mature, as we believe that this will help all of us to perform better, as we know that the construction industry is one of the industries that lacks more of adoption of technology.
That's true, and it sounds so exciting and so inspiring. Given the rapid advancement of digital construction technologies in the United Arab Emirates, how does this progress reflect the broader vision for innovation and sustainable expansion?
So the United Arab Emirates is, in my view, one of the countries who is looking after being innovative and progressive and looking at the future in advance, and how looking at that can help the country and its people into being considered as one of the leaders worldwide when it comes to adoption of technology to help into any industries. But when we talk specifically about architecture, engineering, construction, we know that it has a big effect on sustainability and the amount of carbon that we emit from the activities that we do. So the use of technology definitely will help, and is helping already, to optimize more the type of energy consumption that we have, not only here in this country, but how this may affect as well to how other countries will see this affecting positively to the industry. We see as well from authorities in the UAE advancements and how they are pushing the industry into adopting technologies to help into automating certain tasks like authority approvals. Both Dubai municipality and Abu Dhabi municipality, they've been both very proactive and adopting methods to get approvals of the building permit by submitting BIM models. And all of these steps are helping and pushing the other supply chain members of our industry to be more proactive and to look into adopting the technology.
Very interesting. I wonder, what is your view on the evolution of digital construction, and what are the latest trends and maybe game changers in this industry?
Well, definitely everyone is talking about the appearance of the artificial intelligence and how this is affecting all industries, including ours. Of course, that's one of the topics that will be having a bigger effect nowadays on our industry. It is evolving quite rapidly. It's still, in my view, under development. There are certain aspects where you can use AI, but still it's under question on how to use it, and what type of data sources are you using in order to create that content, and of course the privacy and the security of everything that is being produced by AI. When it comes to other technologies, the metaverse is something that was also quite relevant for the industry until AI came 2 years ago. Since that now the metaverse maybe not having as much interest as it had probably 3 years ago, but it's still quite related to the use of augmented reality and virtual reality, and how that could go beyond to the metaverse, which is still quite applicable in my view. and we can see from some of our clients' interest into applying and how can help them in their objectives. Similarly, digital twins is another hot topic for us. We see bigger interest from asset owners and developers into understanding how can they benefit from its implementation and use. And therefore, we see this as one of the more relevant topics that will be of relevance in the coming future. And yeah, so AI, metaverse, AR, VR, and digital twins, as well as probably the last topic of smart cities, is the one that we see of bigger interest. Now, we see as part of the interest from communities, from authorities and cities to make it more livable and to have a more sustainable living, to have the influence and the use of smart cities practices in order to help their cities to be more sustainable and more technologically advanced, to make use of all that information data that can be collected to improve the quality of living of its citizens.
It's really exciting to hear how digital transformation and innovation are shaping the built environment. And given the swift adoption of AI, the metaverse, and other cutting edge technologies, what are the challenges and potential dangers in applying these advancements to the construction industry?
I guess that the biggest challenge it comes to security always. Companies, people are not likely to like the fact of sharing information regarding their assets, regarding anything that could be shared and how it could be used. So having stronger methods of security, data sharing, type of information that can be shared, and protocols in place that can secure all that data that cannot be used against the country or its citizens, I think is one of the most important and relevant aspects of the use of technology. And when we talk about all these technologies that we use through either sensors or wireless devices that information can be captured and used or misused. So the security and the aspects of how that information can be used by others is very important to be established and to have a common understanding and legal as well security and procedures to ensure that people and companies are able to share that information for our benefit.
Mm. And how is the adoption of AI and other technologies like AR, VR, metaverse we already named, and some other technologies improving efficiency and safety in construction projects across the United Arab Emirates, particularly in the context of the incredibly ambitious infrastructure projects?
Yes, so safety is one of the most important aspects, and we can see advancements on technology on how it can be used on construction sites by different teams. We can see startups who are really progressing really quickly and are helping contractors into using really easy ways and methods of using technology to adopt to helping in their daily activities for safety, where you can quickly use your WhatsApp and do queries in order to understand what are the safety factors or any other methods to make it safer for their workers. Something that is quite relevant as well is the fact of the fast-paced environment where we live, where it's not only about the scale of the projects, but also the vision and the challenge of having delivered these projects in short timelines. This is why technologies can help us not only into being more efficient, but also into making these challenges being possible by the use of technology to be more efficient, to be more mindful about safety and health of the workers who are on site. And all of these technologies are helping into making this happen as well.
That's really interesting. And I'm thinking about the part covering the traditional building practices. So, how are these technological opportunities impacting those traditional building practices in your rapidly developing region? Maybe there is something you would like to see change to create a brighter future while shaping the built environment.
So traditional practices continue to happen. Of course, there is always, depending on the experience on the people working on a job, this might be more or less relevant. The new people coming into the industry are more technology oriented than people who might have been longer in the industry. That doesn't mean that people who've been longer are not adopting or using technology, but new generations are more open of using and more familiar with using technology. So as new generations come into the industry, we are seeing that these traditional practices are not that common, but still will have to wait at least 1 or 2 decades to see these practices go away. What is important is that that experience is being conveyed to newer generations. I think it's important not to lose that methods of construction. It's important to keep them in mind, and to use technology to drive making that more efficient. But of course, construction is being used since thousands of years by humans, and we can still see that some of these methods of construction can be used for hundreds of years. So this will not be stopped. It might be improved by the way of making it more sustainable, safer for the workers. And I believe that we will be seeing in the coming years uh, a different approach of construction, more related to off-site construction and modern construction, due to the lack of manpower and skills that we can see in our industry. And this will likely make it change and shift to more off-site and modern construction that will attract more talent in the future.
It sounds promising that at least some parts are going to stay with us and be incorporated into this projection into the future. And speaking about the future and thinking about the new generations coming after us, what are the future innovative trends and how do you see digital transformation in construction evolving in the coming years?
So it's difficult to guess how technologies will adapt. We know that they change rapidly. We couldn't see how quickly AI came into our industry and how it's being used and adopted in some areas. As of now, this is the area where we see the biggest advancements coming in the coming years related to AI and how can be used and applied to make it better for the design, during the design phase, during the construction stage, during the operation stage. This is the key aspect of where we see the evolution in the coming years. More focus on the use of AI for different purposes, as we still see AI being used in a controlled areas, but not being used across all the potential areas that we see. So most likely in the coming years, AI will be the the topic that will be seeing the most growth in our industry. We have to find the areas where we see it fit for our business purposes and objectives, and how does it fit as well. In parallel to the use of AI, digital twins is one of the areas that where we see that is more likely to be implemented and used, as we see as well that asset owners, developers, and facility management companies, they are increasing their maturity in the use of technology, and there will be more demand in the upcoming years related to the topic of digital twins.
I agree. It's really difficult to extrapolate how everything is going to develop because it's something new, and we are the first generation dealing with this type of technologies. And it's both exciting and requires a lot of responsibility from those who are standing behind this development and leading the path. As we are coming to the end of our very interesting and engaging conversation, I have a difficult question. How do you think AI is going to impact us as humans and our future?
I believe that AI is already impacting us. We now see AI as a risk. Some people see AI as a risk. Some people see AI as a way to enhance the way that they work. In any case, everyone is interested about how AI is going to affect them either positively or negatively. And it's important to understand how to use the tools as well as we've been using any other technologies in the past. And like any other technology is to help us. We need to control them instead of them controlling the way that we work. And that's definitely the way that people should be seeing any technology, regardless of how complex or how futuristic it might be seen. At the end of the day, all technologies are used by people, and people is the one driving the use of this technology and how it can be used on their benefit to make their work easier, more effective, and to have an impact on what we do. So, as I always like to say, technology without people is something that will not have any impact, as we are the drivers behind the technology, and we are the ones under control of the technology on how it can be used or misused. And we shouldn't be afraid on how to use AI in order to help us in the future to do better and to be more sustainable and to be more efficient.
Sounds great. But I always wonder, and probably it's my personal approach to it, but I wonder where can we do better today to not lose that control tomorrow and still create that amazing, well balanced collaboration between the technologies and the humans.
Yes, no, it is a quite interesting aspect that I don't think that it happened with any other technology in the past, where at the same time people either being afraid or willing to try, everyone is looking into it. So with some other type of technologies, people who might be afraid of using it or not, they will not have been used. But in this instance, with AI, everyone is looking at it on how can either work on their favor or against them, because can either eliminate their jobs in a way or change the way that they work. So it's an interesting factor on how the perception of people of the use of AI is affecting them on their daily jobs.
And on this very positive note, we're ready to wrap up our today's conversation. Thank you so much, Juan, for being here and sharing your experience, your vision for the future, and all your recommendations. So I was so happy to have this conversation, and I'm looking forward to the next coming conversations with you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Amy. It was my pleasure being with you.
Thank you for joining us on Digital Transformation for Humans. I'm Amy, and it was enriching to share this time with you. Remember, the core of any transformation lies in our human nature, how we think, feel, and connect with others. It is about enhancing our emotional intelligence, embracing a winning mindset, and leading with empathy and insight. Subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes where we uncover the latest trends in digital business and explore the human side of technology and leadership. Until next time, keep nurturing your mind, fostering your connections, and leading with heart.